Satellite radar shows you the center of the storm. As I said, still about 360, 370 miles away from South Jersey. The track has started to push up to the north as expected and is still fully expected to cut in toward the Jersey coast. Probably won't be on the coast until very late tonight, maybe around midnight, maybe a little bit before then. But the latest track from the National Hurricane Center still has that storm coming in more or less around Atlantic City. And by 8 o'clock tonight, we'll really be getting thrashed with heavy rain and wind because that Category 1 hurricane, even though it will be weakening or changing to an extratropical low pressure center, it will still be a very strong storm with strong onshore winds. And then you can see how it gets back to the west of us by Tuesday night. But really gradually building through today and then overnight tonight into Tuesday morning. That's the worst time period. Future Tracker 6 shows you that between now and noon, we get more and more of that rain popping through. It'll probably come in real big bands. Every now and then it'll be really coming down, and then you'll go through a period where it isn't quite as bad. And then it does look like most of that heavier band will likely wind up over toward the west of Philadelphia by about 6 o'clock, with the center of the storm starting to push in and pushing that heavier rain band away. But it's still going to be wet even up until 11 o'clock, so whatever falls this morning will be exacerbated by whatever else comes later on. And by Tuesday early in the morning, you can see how the rain is still there, but it's not nearly as intense. And there's that snow that I mentioned out to the west of Reading, maybe some mixed precipitation in the upper elevations out that way. Wind gusts, that's the other big issue today. 60 to 70 miles per hour, could go higher than that to the north of the storm track as it pushes in, maybe 80 or more. And this is going to be enough to bring down a lot of trees and tree branches. So, safety issues. First of all, if you are driving and it's not recommended over the next day and a half, turn around and don't drown if you encounter any kind of flooding conditions. We don't want anybody getting in trouble in their cars. And you want to avoid floodwater on foot, too. It's really easy to slip. There could be hidden storm drains you don't see. There's raw sewage in floodwater oftentimes. Who wants to deal with that, right? Chemicals from people's garages and basements, and displaced wildlife. An angry snake could be nipping at you. That's another thing you want to avoid. And, of course, down wires. This could be one of the biggest issues of all for most of us, because this could happen just about anywhere. Tell your kids never to approach these wires. They can look dead, but they're actually live, or can get recharged by the power company. And the ground around the wires can also be charged, so you want to be careful of that. And here's a thought for tonight. I mentioned this during Irene last year. As you go to bed tonight, think about where the trees are above your house, the big ones especially, and think about how they could be knocked down or branches could come down. And if you have a bedroom right beneath a big tree, remember it's those upper floors that tend to get damaged by them, so it might be a good idea to use another room, maybe even park everybody downstairs tonight if you've got a lot of trees over the second floor, okay? Your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day, 57 is today's high. Today will be Sandy's worst, and it will get worse as the day goes on and we get into tonight. Then it's still rainy and windy on Tuesday, 54, although gradually conditions improve. We could still have some falling trees tomorrow though. Windy and showers on Wednesday, 56 degrees. Maybe a little damp at times, but better than Tuesday. And then 54, mostly cloudy on Thursday, and there still might be a lingering shower Thursday. Friday, breezy. And how about that next word? Dry. Breezy and dry. Yeah, Friday. And the weekend looks dry, too, and getting a little milder as we head into Sunday. Okay?
All right. Thanks a lot, David.
Yeah.
We'll check back in with Catherine Scott in Manioc when we come right back.